So Super Rugby round 13, the one Friday game. The Blues went down 36 points to 15 to the visiting Hurricanes. 2 tries to the Blues, Ledger and Tuangafasi, 5 to the Hurricanes. Riccatelli, Evans, Milner, Scudder, and Proctor. So I mean, before this game, the bookies had it at kind of a less than 10-point margin from memory, and that just seemed complimentary to the Blues, and it kind of proved to be a bit too kind because, yeah, a bonus point win was the true reflection of the teams. I mean, even early on in this game, the Canes scored pretty quickly, and the Blues went down the other end. Just struggled again with that kind of penetration. They seem to be able to get into the right areas of the field against New Zealand teams, but not really able to add that kind of punch through. So that was a bit of a struggle. Ended up taking the 3. The Blues for a period were putting the Canes under pressure with their kicking game, which was, I guess, encouraging if you're a Blues fan, because it's not like you see the Hurricanes on the back foot against the Blues that often, but then the Hurricanes forwards. I mean, you think the Hurricanes, and you're thinking guys like, you know, Ben Lamb, Milner Skudder, Savia, all these guys, Geordie Barrett, Bowden Barrett. It wasn't them, it was the forwards that were just absolutely monstering the Blues. They were giving them a real hard time, and that try to Riccatelli, and even the ones to Evans, to be honest, from that quick tap, just kind of showed they were just a step ahead, just a bit quicker off the mark, a bit more powerful, and yeah. And the Blues went into halftime only a few points behind. It was 14-8, still in the game, but yeah, second half was a bit of a different story. I should say in the first half, the Blues were kind of under the pump for a long period towards the end, managed to hold off and not let a try in. And the Canes, if you looked at the stats, were pretty much all over the Blues. But yeah, they were holding on. And we even had a change of ref at halftime, which was unusual. Jaco Piper was feeling a bit queasy, so they put Paul Williams on for the second half. So that was an interesting one. Like, you think throughout the game, the guys kind of get a read on how the refs calling the game. So to have a new ref at halftime was different. But I don't think it had any effect on the game. Sonny Bill, I think, definitely gives the Blues a few more options in attack. So it was good to have him back, because his ability to draw a man and then offload, it's just another weapon. So yeah, the Blues definitely look stronger than they did a few weeks ago. But I mean, against the Canes, it's still not enough. They gave away a lot of penalties. The Canes really started to dominate it in the second half, like I said. And I mean, there was a period where the Blues went in front. Like, the lead changed in this game about 4 times. But the Blues were either never in front for long or never in front by much. And there was one point where they got in front, and a sneaking part of me said, can they actually win this? And then another part of my brain, that must have been my heart thinking the first one, just said, you're not going to fall for that again, are you? And no. So yeah, I put my skeptical glasses back on, and sure enough, the Hurricanes kind of blew away that second half, and ended up with a bonus point win, which is massive for them, because yeah, New Zealand Conference with their matchup with the Crusaders is pretty tight. So to get an extra point in there against the New Zealand team away, even if it's the Blues, is going to be pretty important. So yeah, it was an interesting one. Blues are still good in patches, but the Hurricanes are just the real deal. That's pretty much the main difference. Blues defense, if nothing else, was also a bit better than it has been. But I mean, still, I say that, and they led in 36 points at home. Yes, interestingly, Shields after the game said that Eden Park's a bit of a fortress to come to, and yet the Blues haven't won there yet, so I thought that was fun. For the Blues, more of the same. It's another New Zealand team loss. I don't know what to say. Season's been done and dusted for a while, so I guess it's just get on with it. The Canes host the Reds next week. So they're going with the 2 teams with colour-based names in a row. So they should win both of those in theory. And the Blues have the Crusaders. So at Eden Park, though, at least. I actually got an email. I play a tipping comp here, and it's just a local one, and it's not Super Brew. But the main reason I played it, because I don't take it too seriously, is just because they do prizes. I won tickets to this Crusaders Blues game, even though I'm not in New Zealand, so give that to some parents. They can enjoy seeing the Blues be challenged. I'll put it politely. Anyway, what do you guys think of the game? And yeah, managed to get through this before baby awoke, so cool. I'll talk to you guys again soon for the Saturday games. See you later.